Welcome back to the channel, people. My name is Mr. London Plumber. It's a very hot day. That's the reason why I got a vest on. I wouldn't normally, but it's hot, yeah? But I needed to get this live out because I wanted to make things very clear to my audience and to people who are wondering about getting into the trade. And today's live stream is all about being qualified, yeah, and not being able to get the jobs which are out there for your qualifications, right? And it's like, why are tradespeople struggling when you are qualified, right? It's a big debate, and it's something that I just want to clear up with this live today, because I will explain everything, but I need to remind you lot, we're nearly at 5,000 subscribers. I would like you to subscribe, like, share, and also drop a comment, because this video is more about you guys commenting and me giving you some of the plain facts. Right. So I am a qualified tradesperson for over 2 decades, yeah? Long time. 23 years to be precise. I was told, get qualified, work hard, learn your craft, and you'll have money. But I'm seeing now that the industry has definitely changed. This is, and it can be due to a lot of things, what we're going to talk about in the conversation today, yeah? And if you've been on any of my lives before, you know, I try and break things down in sections so we all understand. You understand my background now, and you should have subscribed by now, right? There's two things that we've got there. So qualifications are just a in ticket right now, right? So if you are qualified, yeah, it only gets you a ticket to the game, right? There's no guarantees on anything, right? Qualifications give you options, yeah, years ago. So if I'm qualified as a plumber, I'm now got a few options to do a few different things now. I could be a gas engineer. I could be a mechanical engineer, right? I could be a roofer, because roofers, that's all that stems from plumbing. And when I done plumbing when I was in college, we would do lead work. You don't do that now. Oxyacetylene kits. Kids could never be trusted with that shit today. But that's the truth. Qualifications are the minimum requirement. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, yeah, but it's a reality. You know, like having a MVQ level 2 with your portfolio signed off is just a minimum requirement. It might have got you by for a period of time, but it can't be forever. Do you understand what I mean? So let's talk about how many plumbers, electricians, carpenters, gas engineers are now qualified and still can't get their foot through the door. Keeps on shutting on them. Oh shit. Like, what does this mean to our industry if you're qualified and you can't get that experience? I'm going to give you another point. So you're qualified, you're looking for employment. Employment wants qualifications, experience, and able to hit the floor running, right? So if I am looking for a job, they want someone who's got an MVQ level 2, MVQ level 3, some type of work experience within that field, and someone who can hit the floor running. And when I say that, I mean they want to be able to put you on a site. You understand the protocols, what to do for work. You execute it without asking them fuck all. Can you do that? Or are you a person that still doesn't know how to use the internet, and instead of Googling a fault about something, you'd just be like, oh, it's not working, it's this, it's that. I'm saying, man, some of these smartphones are supposed to make us smart people. Make sure that you're operating them correctly and you're doing the right thing. Many young people get into the trade and still struggle. Yeah, they struggle. So you've got qualifications, but you've got someone who has 10 years experience on site versus the person who has the qualifications. How many times have we seen this when you're going for a job? The decision is between you and another previous worker inside the workplace. You as a newbie tradesperson, you've got the qualifications right. You're going for an interview. Cool. Yeah, hi, I'm here to do this job. Okay, cool. So you've been qualified a year. That's great. Excellent. How you find the industry? Yeah, it's I'm just trying to get myself on my feet. Oh, so how much experience have you got? Well, I just did my qualification in 2026. Oh, none. Well, we've got this other gentleman that's got 10 years experience on site. As you know, we like to, we need someone with experience. So that job's not for you. Got another point I want to talk to you about, people. It's called labor is being used differently. Labor is being used differently. This is a controversial conversation at this point, but I would rather you guys honest answer, because it's not about me, it's about you lot, really, right? So the labor which people want on sites, on jobs, are generally provided through agencies, right? And agencies ain't going to be using subcontractors. Self-employed work people and temporary contracts. I would say finding an agency which is really going to do you some justice today, I don't know about that. I find, and I've been working for agencies for about 8 or 9 years, right? I find them to be very self-centered people because they're making money off of you, right? You might not think it, but that's how it works. They're pimping you out on the block to do some money for them, to make some money for them. So you're going to work for £20 an hour, they're charging £32 an hour for you, 12 or £15, maybe £20 at some points. But that's the deal set up. They will tell you that there's not much money in it, but there is. No one does something for free or running any type of business where there's not a level of profit in it. Don't be fooled. Subcontractors would rather get agency people than self-employed plumbers to come onto sites. Because if they had a self-employed plumber, they'll have to pay them properly. Agency could end up paying you £180 a day, when really the work is like £500 a day what you're doing. So that's why I say it's controversial, but that's why I need your opinion on it, because that's my view on it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, because there's many different players in this way of people, how they're using you as labor, right? So you got your agencies, you got your laboring only subcontractors. So subcontractors which only require people to do labor. They don't want you to do any skilled trades where they have to pay you a certain amount of money. They would rather you do labor only subcontracting. Understand that, people. It's a deep name in itself. Self-employed workers, temporary contracts. Right. This is another chapter which I want to go into. So we have to understand how competitive the market is when it comes to work, right? And the competitive force is cost, speed, and availability. When you're not costly, I mean, or you are a trade which it costs a lot for a day, and let's say top end £500 a day for a plumber, yeah, that's a costly expense for any business, right? The speed of that person, if they work fast, they're obviously going to get a little bit more preferential work because people think, oh, this person works fast, they're good on their hands, bloody, bloody, blah. Availability. If you are available as a plumber, yeah, and you want to make money, you got to be available all the time. You got to cut down on your fucking holidays, cut down on the drinking, cut down on the chisel up the nose. You got to cut down on all of that stuff because you got to be available and willing to work. And you got to be drug free, obviously. That's the whole point. So there's a lot of sacrifices for what it takes for someone to be consistent in that field of work. And the other route is qualifications, craftsmanship, and long-term quality contracts, right? So if you could meet people's requirements on your cost and what you charge per day, having a good rate of speed of doing jobs, being available, and having qualifications, and really getting into your craftsmanship of what you do, and long-term quality, yeah, that's what you'd get. So I've seen a lot of jobs where the best tradesmen were the cheapest, and I'm going to talk about that at some point now. So over my 23 years of being a tradesperson, yeah, I've worked with a lot of different people. I've seen some people who are highly skilled at what they do, whether they are a chippy, whether they're an electrician, the way they understand jobs and can relate them to other people, I can see that that person's got good IQ. That's what I call it myself. So let's talk about skills matters more than ever now. If you're a skilled tradesperson, yeah, like when I mean skilled, I mean in the sense of, can you look at a job, say that pipe needs to go over there, that pipe needs to go there, and that pipe needs to go there, and that needs to be connected to there, and that needs to be. Can you run yourself through a job when you go into someone's property straight away? Giving them the best advice off the top of your head, being on point, being reliable, being consistent. Can you be that? So clients and employers value communication skills. This is something that a lot of people do not have. And they don't have it because they didn't think it mattered in this part of what they were doing. You know, if I was more of the friendly, like, hi, how's it going? How you doing, guys? Plumber, I would have had shitloads more work. But I'm not, you know. I'm not a miserable person. I just don't do all that acting up for the sake of someone who I've met new. I'm always polite, respectful to them, but I'm not going to be like, hey, if you got any more other problems, let me know. Like, I would say, yeah, give us a shout if you got any more problems or whatever, but it's not going to be in that theatrical way. It's not going to sound like I'm some flexible you. I'm not like that. Like, I just don't do that. But I communicate. Turn up on time. Right. This is a big thing. When I was a plumbing lecturer, yeah, I used to drill it into my students about turning up to my class on time. And if you don't, you'll be waiting outside, because I haven't got time to be teaching you if you can't be bothered to turn up. And it could be 2 minutes. I don't care. Because if you can't get the timing right in these hallways, how are you going to get the timing right to drive to somebody's property? And every time you say, oh, I'm going to be there at 3, you've turned up at 3:30. I'm now training you to use your watch, if you have one, on your phone or on your wrist. Be responsible for your own time. And I feel when you do that from a young age, it's easier to keep replicating that when you're inside any type of workplace, right? Professionalness. This is something that lacks within this industry, and it's something employers look for, they value, and it's something clients look for, they value very highly. Professionalness is turning up to a job, wherever it might be. Let's say I've got to fix a tap or I've got to change a tap, right? I'm going to have a towel, my plumb tub, I'm going to have my tools, and I'm going to have my shoe protectors, right? First, when I get inside the property, ask the customer, would you like me to remove my shoes? Or I have shoe protectors. I don't mind putting them on. Let them answer. Come in through the door. I'm not going to keep on walking. I'm going to walk in and stop. Shut the door for them. Then I'm going to say, yeah, I'm ready for you to proceed to show me where the problem is, right? I'm not going to come in and say, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, where's the leak? My guy, where's the leak? It's unprofessional. There's a way how to conduct yourself when you're around other people. It's like going to a nice restaurant. If you don't know what that fork on the outside is for, the little small one, just ask them. Because you could be the idiot trying to dip your salad in that and saying, oh, I love this salad, but this fork's tiny. Be professional, boys and girls, yeah? Turn up on time and be professional. Communicate and be responsible. If you can be responsible, people can give you more and more opportunities, more responsibility. Like, I know some people that just do the mad, mundane job, right? And because they don't take any steps to be any of these types of things, responsible, communicate, turn up on time, or be professional, those people don't get a look in. So let's now talk about the rise of multi-skilled workers. Many workers now want to be plumbers and bathroom fitters, electricians and plus testing, general maintenance skills. So being diverse in any of these fields, being a plumber and doing heating as well, yeah, you've got 2 types of industries to focus on, what you can now make money out of. And the rise of this type of individual is a game changer. You know, me, myself, yeah, I've been a plumber for 23 years. And I've also been working on heating systems for the same amount of bloody time. Do you get it? We was changing cast iron boilers and sections of cast iron boilers when I was 19. I'm in my 30s, the late part of my 30s now. So I've done it, worn the t-shirt. Bathrooms and bathroom fitters. Bathroom fitters are not always plumbers by trade. I've had a few interactions with a few companies and a few people who I'd met, and I kind of find it out for myself. I was like, wow, I thought you guys were qualified plumbers. They obviously wasn't, because I had to tell them that if you're putting in a waste pipe, you have to have a swept tee on the other side of the wall, because what if that bit of straight pipe gets blocked? How are we going to clean it? The guy was like, "Oh, how do you know that?" I said, "I'm a plumber, obviously. I'm sure you wasn't as well, because I can see how you done that work. It looks good to you, but doesn't make sense practical wise, does it?" So one of my good friends is an electrician, and he does testing and inspection. He's got the AM 239, and that's just the qualifications which allow you to do those types of things. But it's something what employers are now looking for, and this is what causes people to become underneath these multi-skilled workers, right? General building skills, right? So I work in a lot of buildings and stuff like that. What's happening, bro? Thank you for joining the live. I work in a lot of buildings, and learning about pumps, chillers, chilled beams. I've got a video coming out very soon, actually, where I was talking about the 3 most common mistakes what you see in a plumbing plant room. Definitely look out for that video, which is going to be on my main page. Gives people a good insight into the common problems what you come across when you go into a plant room, right? All of these individuals which I've just labeled out just now, yeah, those are like the rise of like the multi-skilled workers, and that's something which employers are definitely looking for today, and it adds a lot of value to them and yourself as well. It's not just about them. So got another section now, people, and this is the last section, but I have got some questions I want to ask you. So everybody make sure that you like the post, because I can see a few of you lot on it now, and just drop a comment in it, because that really helps out with everything. I'll answer your question in 1 second. I've always watched it and set up my own business card now. Well done, bro. AA184. You set up your own business cards. We're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, I'm just going to get this last bit out. The hidden reality, what nobody talks about. Yeah, this could happen to a lot of different people. Yeah, and this could be the reason why tradespeople are struggling. 1 second. The rising cost of tools, the cost of fuel, insurance, renewal certificates, yeah? So there are certain certificates like CSCS card, yeah, which is a continuous paying in scheme. If you've got a card or you've got a triple MS, so SSSSTS, a site supervisor qualification, there is a refresher of that. And if you've got a manager's one, there is a refresher that you've got to do of that as well. So it becomes a pot of courses what you've got to keep getting into. So if you've got your CSCS card, I think it's like £200 to set up, because I most recently done it myself. I have a triple MSTS, the SSSTS, sorry, which is the site supervisor one. And I'm doing another one as well, which is like £1,400. So the other course what I'm doing for £1,400, that is another level 3 course that I'm going to be able to do, but that's 1,400, right? Just remember this. Triple STS, the site supervisor course, is, I'm sure it's about £300 to £400, right? So we are now at £2,000, and my site card to get me onto site, right? That's going to be another 200. So all in all, just with the courses and stuff like that, yeah, I would have spent in 1 year 2,200. And there might be other courses that I want to do. So tradespeople might be struggling, yeah, with legislations of work, yeah. So like being legal to be able to work, because there seems to be this document which obviously goes around which asks people, have you got the right to work in England? They got to do the checks on you, and we do have a lot of tradespeople who are a lot of different races. You know, England is mixed up of a lot of different races. But I want to ask, if anything stood out to you today, I want to ask you what trade you are, and has it been hard for you to find work? I've got the questions here. My question is, what trade are you in? Are you qualified but can't find work? It's a question for me asking to you guys. And has work become easier or harder? Again, another question, people. And the next question is, do you still think qualifications carry the same weight as today? That's a question for the people who are viewing this video right now. Drop it in the comment section, let me know. And what is the biggest challenge in the trade that you face now? So I'd be interested to find out what happens. And congratulations, my bro, with his setting up his business cards to start up his business. He's actually been one person that's been very visual on the page, always dropping comments. I appreciate you, my bro. I see the comments what you drop, and I'm just thankful that you're able to turn up to the lives. I will be starting a group very soon, which is going to be on my WhatsApp, and it's going to be a paid group, like a mentorship group, and there'll be different levels of it. So definitely look out for that. I put something on my pin-up board this morning, talking about the group and asking people if you would be interested in joining it. And it's just it's got different stages to it. So I will talk about that another time, but I'm always trying to come up with little innovative ideas to be able to help my community and help people understand some of the things what I know. So I'm a big believer within passing on knowledge, you know, like I've had a very nice career from being a plumber. Again, everything hasn't always been sweet, but on my channel, I do reality, I tell the truth, and I give facts. And I want you guys to give me some of these answers to these questions. So let me read the questions just before I go. What trade are you in? Are you finding it busier or is it quiet? That's another question. Has work become harder to find? Has work become harder to find now? And do you still think qualifications carry the same in weight now? So when I first started 20 years ago, being qualified was everything, right? Do you think that still holds weight now? Big up, my bro. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Appreciate you all. You lot have a great day. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share before you get off this post, because liking it is just one thing quickly. But I appreciate you for all turning up on this conversation today, which we was talking about, you know, qualified tradespeople still struggle, and why do they still struggle? So I gave you quite a few points in this video for you to answer me about, you know, when things happen in life, like you turn up for a job, you've got the qualifications, but there's someone else with 10 years experience. How many people has that happened to them to? That's why I'm glad I have 20. So if someone's got 10, I've got 20. I'm not hoping to see the person that's got 30 there because they shouldn't be there. Anyway, what you should do, all of you lot, is you guys should like the video, subscribe to my channel, and look out for the next time I'm dropping content on this channel again, people. Hope you have a great day. The sun is out. Do enjoy. I'm out.